So this is my review of Google Read and Write. This is a tool that can be used to help students who are struggling readers and writers for whatever reason. This might include students with certain learning disabilities, possibly developmental disabilities, or English language learning students. So Google Read and Write is an extension on Google Chrome that can have voice recording, or it can play audio back to you along with a variety of other different tools. So with Google Read and Write, one of the cool tools that it has is that it can record your voice and then it can talk for you, which I think is nice because that means that um, if you are a student who can't write for whatever reason, you can still type out your thoughts. This might be good for a student who perhaps has a physical disability that prevents them from writing effectively, or it could even help a student who maybe just isn't a great writer but who speaks English. So you can see that as I talk, Google Read and Write will record my voice and turn that into text, period. Then, as I continue talking, I can continue my story, period. I think that this is a lot faster than when I'm actually writing or typing out myself. So I've seen tools like this used in a variety of settings, including in the medical field, period. I once job shadowed a radiologist who used a tool like this to record his understanding of what the x-rays were showing him, period. And he did it this way because it was a lot faster than if he tried to write or type it out himself, period. So you can see how a tool like this demonstrates universal design for learning because it's not just for one group of people. Students who need additional support could use a tool like the text-to-speech or the speech-to-text option, but also people who are totally abled and are highly educated can find uses for this tool as well. Another feature is that Google Read and Write has highlighting options and it comes in 4 different colors. So this can be handy for students who need additional support in taking notes online. So you can see I highlight this, I click on the color, and then it will turn it that color that I selected. So this will be good for students who need support taking notes, but it could also be used by any student who needs to highlight text on a web page to find the most important information. A third tool that Google Read and Write has is the screen mask option. So the screen mask makes the text outside of the bar a darker color, so this helps students being able to focus on a particular area that they are reading. This bar can be made bigger or smaller depending on the preferences of the user. And this demonstrates universal design for learning because students and people of all ability levels in reading like to use a tool like this to focus where they are and to keep track of where they're reading. So students who may have trouble focusing might find this helpful, but also readers who just like the extra support, even if they don't necessarily need it, could also find it helpful. And then a final tool is that the audio maker, if you hover over certain areas of a web page, will then turn it into the hover speech will turn it into
sectors, products,
audio for you, so you can hear that Google Read and Write.
Please share your star power by giving us a 5-star rating.
Is reading the web page for me. So I'm going to turn off that and then turn on this.
Read and Write lets everyone read, write, and express themselves more confidently.
So it highlights the whole line and then it highlights in a different color each word. And so this can be helpful for students who maybe are still learning the English language, who can understand spoken language but don't necessarily read very well. This could also help if you are multitasking and you don't want to have to read a web page, but you would prefer to have it read to you at a different time. So that's another way that this demonstrates universal design for learning. So thank you for listening to my review. Those are some of the benefits of Google Read and Write. There are a few drawbacks. One of the drawbacks includes that there are a lot of options on the Read and Write extension, which could be confusing or overwhelming to certain students. I know that when I saw all of these options, I immediately wanted to try out all of them. But if there is a student who only needs one of these many tools, that might be a little bit of a distraction. And then another issue with this app is that you only have a 30-day free trial for the premium features. After the premium trial expires, I wasn't able to tell what exactly would stay here out of these options. If you wanted all of these options, you would have to pay a fee, which could get expensive, or if you couldn't afford the fee, then there's a chance that you just wouldn't be able to use this tool at all. So those are some of the drawbacks of Google Read and Write.